Welcome everyone to Weekly News and a DW Main Major Tidbit, and the topic for this video is mga senador at kongresista hinulog ni Bryce at Henry.
Siguro kung yung Napoles cases nauwi dun sa halip na absuelto kulong, baka hindi na nangyari itong mas malaking kurakot. Plunder yung mga kaso nun nakakulong na nga pero na-absuelto, na-release ng korte, pinakawalan ng ating hudikatura. So, ang dulo nito lahat naman hudikatura So, kung maaari, maging sinyales din sa hudikatura na ang taong bayan pag nakitang mabagal ang hudikatura, baka pati sila irali ng ating mga kababayan.
Well said, Senator Pangilinan.
Will we never, ever really learn? Nagtampo si Jingo Estrada kay Kiko nung sinabi niya yan, na parang si Sharon kung suyuin ni Kiko. Bakit akong napapatamaan dito?
I cannot, in good conscience, let the remarks made earlier by our colleague, Senator Francis Pangilinan, during the Blue Ribbon Committee pass without rebuttal. Sa huli, napatunayan na walang sapat na batayan ang mga ipinukol sa akin na mga akusasyon. To cast doubt on these decisions is not only an insult to me personally, but a dangerous affront to the judiciary. Hinding-hindi ko pahihintulutan na ang kasalukuyang issue ay gamitin upang idikit muli sa akin ang mga maling paratang at sadyang impluwensyahan ang opinyon ng publiko.
Sino ba ang pinatatamaan niya? Sino ba ang pinatatamaan mo? Di ba? It's very obvious that I was being alluded to. Remember, Mr. Senator Pangilinan, that I was acquitted by the court. Are you questioning the decision of the court acquitting this representation? You're a lawyer. I'm not. You shouldn't be talking that way. You are undermining the judicial process in our country. You being a member of the bar.
Pero dahil nga nakulong siya, even though he is acquitted kay Duterte, meron pa ring prejudgment kay Jinggoy as the bad one. And you know what? Deservedly so. Pero I'm not saying na, he is actually guilty of that. Pero it is deservedly so na merong prejudgment na masama kay Jinggoy as the bad one. Because, ano-ano ba? At napakarami ng mga kontrobersyal laban sa kanya. Na unti-unti nang naglalabasan ng baho. Many of the district engineers, secretary, contractors, and even aides are vying for state witness badge. Kasi nga again, gusto na nilang maglaglagan kasi ayaw nilang makulong at maiwan as scapegoat ng mga mayayaman. Ganyan ang nangyari sa secretary or staff ni Revilla. Now ngayon nga, nagkakagirian si Senate President Paul Tempore and Blue Ribbon Committee Chairperson Ping Lacson at Senator and former Chairperson ng Blue Ribbon Committee na si Senador Rodante Marcoleta tungkol sa parang pagpilit ni Marcoleta na gawing state witness ang mga Diskaya. Kasi ang sinasabi niya, hindi naman kailangang ibalik yung mga ill-gotten wealth. Kailangan lang, maging fully cooperable sila sa ating mga ahensya ng gobyerno.
Why did you choose, for example, Bryce? Over to Diskaya?
My opinion. You cannot question my opinion. Outside of this hall, you cannot question my opinion.
I am questioning your opinion because you are the chairman of this committee, Mr. Chair.
Why are you so protective of the Diskayas? Why are you so protective?
I am not protecting them. Mabuti sinabi mo yan, Mr. Chair. Pwede ba nating i-record ito? Palagi niyo sinasabi, I am protective of the Diskayas. When I was chairman of this committee, sinabi ko na sa inyo, the only remedy provided under the law is for them to apply if they qualify under the process of witness protection program. That's all what I did.
Which now, we know that, Secretary Remulla is not affable to that arrangement na hindi sila kailangang pagbayarin or i-return yung kanilang ill-gotten wealth na matapos ang daang libong lumuhok sa kilos protesta at marcha kontra korupsyon. Naglabas na ng freeze order para hindi magamit ang mga assets ng mga kontratista, opisyal ng gobyerno at politikos totaling to around 500 million pesos. Pero akala nyo yun lang? Si Jinggoy at Villanueva lang ang madadawit? Diyan ka nagkakamali. Dahil ayon kay former DPWH Yusek Robert Bernardo, implicating dating Senate President Chis Escudero, allegedly receiving 160 million pesos.
Maynard Ngu and I are close friends, and we go years back. He is also a close friend and campaign contributor of Senator Chis Escudero. Maynard Ngu asked me to submit a list of projects. I personally submitted a list of projects to Maynard Ngu, and some of the items therein pertaining to Valenzuela and Marinduque projects were subsequently included in the General Appropriations Act. A copy of the list of Valenzuela and Marinduque projects is here to attach to this affidavit as Annex A. When I gave him the list and in relation to the commitment, I asked him, "Boss, paano to?" Maynard replied, "Bahala ka na." I asked, "Boss, okay na ba ang 20%? Maynard said, "Okay." After inclusion of the projects in the GAA, sometime in 2023, Maynard Ngu told me to go to Cork and meet Senator Chis Escudero, which I did. I met with the latter in a private room in the said establishment. While we were drinking wine, he told me, "Alam ko naman ang galawan nyo dyan sa DPWH. Okay naman ako. Sabihin mo kay Sec magbaba sa akin." Also, the delivery of the 160 million for Senator Chis referred to in paragraph 17 of my affidavit happened sometime in the first quarter of 2025. Around July 2025, I had a chance encounter with Senator Chis and Maynard Ngu at the Cork. Senator Chis Escudero approached me, shook my hand, and said to me, "Thank you."
Samantalang sina former Senators Bong Revilla and now Makati Mayor Nancy Binay allegedly received 125 million pesos at 37 million pesos sa kickback respectively.
Senator Revilla asked for a commitment, which I suggested. Then he approved at 25% of the total amount of the projects indicated in the list, the 25% commitment to Engineer Alcantara, and told him that Senator Revilla will appreciate additional contributions for his senatorial re-election bid, and then delivered to Senator Revilla in his house in Cavite. Sometime in the year 2024, Carlin Villa, a staff of trusted confidant of Senator Binay, called me and asked for a commitment which was set at 15% of the total amount of the projects indicated in the list. Alcantara collected 15% commitment, or about 37 million, which was turned over to me, and which I then delivered to Senator Binay at a house in Quezon City.
Now nagdawit din yung Executive Secretary ni Marcos na si Lucas Bersamin, pinabulaanan ni Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin na nagpoporsyento siya ng 15% ng 2.85 billion pesos na proyekto na isinabit ni former Bulacan District Engineer Henry Alcantara na ibinigay daw kay Yusek Olaivar.
Yusek Olaivar personally called me for a meeting to discuss about unprogrammed appropriations, supposedly for the office of the Executive Secretary. In the said meeting, he requested me to submit a list of projects. After the meeting, I asked Bulacan First DEO to prepare a list of projects for funding. Thereafter, Engineer Alcantara submitted a list of projects worth 2.85 billion.
Ang sagot ni Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, wala namang papel ang Office of the Executive Secretary sa budget ng DPWH. So, how can he be implicated in this scheme? At dating Speaker Martin Romualdez na mayroon daw kickback sa mga proyekto sa DPWH as the former security AD Zaldico na dinala ni Rodante Marcoleta ay nagsasabing nag-deliver siya ng potentially around 1.6 billion pesos sa bahay ni Romualdez over a few months. Although it is notable to point out na yung nag-notarize dun sa sworn affidavit nung dating security AD Zaldico, gustong i-retract yung kanyang notary.
Tagabuhat lang ako ng malita ng basura. Ang ibig sabihin ng basura ay malita na may lamang pera. Ang bawat malita ay may lamang humigit kumulang 48 million pesos. Kalimitang dinadala sa bahay ni Congressman Zaldico sa Valle Verde 6 at tinatanggap naman ni Mark at ni Paul. Ang isang ehemplo na nagdala ng pera ay si Congressman Eric Yap ng AXIS Party List 46 na malita ang dala niya sa bahay ni Congressman Saldico sa Valle Verde 6. Ibababa lamang namin ay 35 malita para i-deliver sa bahay ni House Speaker Martin Romualdez sa 42. Humigit kumulang 3 beses ako mismo ang nag-deliver ng basura sa bahay ni Congressman Saldico sa Horizon Resident at sa mga bahay ni Speaker Romualdez sa 42 Mackenzie Street, Taguig.
Paulit-ulit nang tayong naluloko. From Janet Napoles to the Discayas, from Jinggoy at Revilla to, well, Jinggoy at Revilla. Eh, hindi na ba tayo nagdadala? Bakit ba natin sila binoboto muli? At bakit ba sila napalabas nung nakulong sila? Bakit na-acquit? Samantalang yung underlings nila ang nalulugi. Now, this is an opinion only. Napoprotektahan ng ating mga master, mga nasa tuktok ng tatsulok. Samantalang yung pinapagawa nila ng mga maduduming gawain in their behalf, lagapag kapag naglaglagan. Pero tayo rin ang nagpe-perpetuate ng mga ito. Utang na loob kasi nakakuha sa mga assistance nila. Samantalang doble ang presyo sa procurement form, kaya kalahati ang kita nila. Talagang this has been a long time coming. Hindi na tayo natuto. Paulit-ulit natin silang nilalagay sa pwesto kasi in-endorse sila ng gusto nating tao. Na pinalaya sila ng gusto nating tao. Pero ito tatandaan natin na mayaman ang Pilipinas. Nangyari nga lang na ang yaman ng Pilipinas napupunta sa iilan, hindi sa pangkalahatan. And maybe we deserve at the very least some of the blame. At yan pagtapos ng News and Worthy Recap Weekly Edition for roughly the 4th week of September 2025. Mag-suggest more topics and or corrections to the balitas if you feel I'm represented in any way. Salamat sa panonood mga pang-formula, subscribe at sa socials and of all, Joseph will be linked down below. So susunod muli of course. Paalam. Ang video clip na ito ay galing sa aking series ng News and Worthy Recap. Check the entire videos for the complete weekly news recap and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date sa mga local at global news na ang make sure will be interesting to you. Particularly you, whatever your name is. Hindi ko alam, sorry. Salamat sa panonood mga kaparami. Like, subscribe, follow me like sa socials and avoid Joseph that will be linked down below. So susunod of course. Paalam.